matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you are still leaps and bounds way ahead of anybody else who's not even trying. So you just gotta try. And I am glad that you are trying today and allowing me to try with you. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. And we all make mistakes and we all, fall out of poses. It's no big deal. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving and you're trying. Coming to your mat is the first step. And I am really proud of you for doing that. This is a 1 hour long practice. We practice live every day, start to finish. And I'm glad that you're joining us, and I'm glad that you're allowing us to join you. So the whole idea is to make yourself more mobile, more flexible, stronger, not more strong, stronger, and just feeling better in your body, not only your physical body, but in your mind too. And it really does work. Just trust the process. All right, bottom of the screen says do what's right for your body. That's the most important thing. Some days things hurt, right? Oh my gosh, why does that hurt today? I didn't do anything to that shoulder, but stuff happens. Honor your body. Don't do anything that hurts in the practice on your mat. If something doesn't feel right, and you know what feels right because you're your own best teacher, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. Back out of it, take it to a lesser percentage, just skip it. It's no big deal. It's just yoga. That's the big thing. Take care of your body as you trust the process. So here's the word for today. The word for today is that word. It is trust. Trust. You got to trust the process. It's going to work if you show up. If you show up and you move and you try, it's going to work. Trust me, it really is. Trust. Trust is a confident expectation of something that's going to happen. So, and it will work. Trust your yoga. All right, you're going to need some props. If you don't have them today, no big deal. Just buy them, order them online, or just improvise. All right, one of the things we always use are 2 yoga blocks. They're great. You can also buy a block that's about 3/4 of this height or half height as you progress, and you'll see if you want to expand your yoga toy chest with those sorts of things. Water, always good to have. We are going to use a strap today. A belt would double as a strap. Little hand towel, everybody's got one of those. It can be an eye shade for your final Shavasana pose, or you can put it under your knees when we do a lunge. And literally an eye shade. It's really nice. It's weighted. This one smells of lavender. It's just a nice way to finish out your practice. And the final Shavasana pose, the last pose of the practice, is perhaps one of the most important poses because it allows your body to just assimilate what happened in the last hour and just absorb it. Okay, that's it. Come on, let's start. And if you can't stick around for the whole hour, that's fine too. Just let it go. Just be glad you're here. Come on up to standing. We're going to come up to standing, and as you come up to standing, lock in a stress number. That's our one little quantifiable measure of how the yoga is doing. You're going to notice over time, your knees feel better, you've got more flexibility, you've got more energy, you feel better in your head. That's probably the most important place. But the stress number gives you a little quantifiable measure of how you're doing today. All right, confidence stand. I always like to take that. You got your stress number locked in, give it a number, 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Stand with your feet a little wider than hip width distance, hands on your hips. Move your shoulders, send your shoulders back and elbows down. Chest lifts, really strike that strong pose of confidence. Now you're barefoot, maybe. It's kind of nice to be able to let your feet and your toes wiggle and move on the earth. Find strength there in your foundation. Also nice to have a chair nearby or a countertop. All right, so chest is lifted, shoulders back and down. You feel like Superman, right? Take a big breath in through your nose, and a big sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it go. Breathe in, breathe out. Chest is lifted. You are strong and powerful. All right, let's work on our foundation. Come on up onto the balls of your feet a little bit. Lift your heels and lower them. Okay, like I said, we practice every day. Check us out, Facebook, YouTube. Every day is different, yet kind of similar. You'll get to know a lot of the poses that we do. But we change them up, we switch them up. Some days we do a more active practice. Some days we do a restorative practice to rest and restore and rejuvenate the one and only body you've got. All right, so maybe you got your hand on a chair, you're breathing here. Maybe you want to close your eyes a little bit and challenge your balance. It's all good. Breathe in, breathe out. So you're strengthening your feet, your ankles. Ooh, your calves are starting to wake up. Breathe. Maybe you can come up higher onto the balls of your feet and hold it for a second or two. Come down onto your heels and maybe lift your toes up and give them a wiggle. Let them move independently. Breathe. Big chest. Strong chest. Powerful chest. Breathe in, breathe out. And check out your breath. If your breath becomes shallow, chill out a little bit. Don't take a pose so intensely. All right. Oh boy, my calves are awake. Plant your feet and we'll wiggle the toes. And remember, it doesn't matter how slow you go, it just matters that you go. All right, plant your feet. Let's take a forward fold. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Let your arms hang toward the earth. Then send your gaze back towards your knees or up towards your belly button. Breathe in. Breathe out, let it go. Maybe spread your legs a little bit wider. Let your belly come between your thighs. Put a little bend in your knees. Breathe in. Sigh it out. Decompress the spine. Let it go. We're going to take this even further in a ragdoll pose in a little bit. But just think of your spine, creating space between each vertebra. Shake your neck a little bit. Loosen up. Even this little bit of movement, you'll just feel really better. All right, wiggle your knees a little bit. No point in stressing out. Get comfortable here. Wiggle your knees, soften your belly, and then come to stillness. Slowly roll your spine back up one vertebra at a time. Your chin, which should be on your chest until you get up to standing. Let it go last. Don't you feel better already? All that blood to the head feels really good. Hands to your low back, fingers pointing down, elbows squeezed towards your spine. Push your belly forward. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, or maybe you take it a little higher and look overhead. You know, no rush, no hurry. Wiggle your shoulders, move your neck a little bit. Look up. Think of your chest going up, up, up to the sky. Don't go too far. You don't have to go very far. We'll do a little camel pose later where you'll go farther. Just warm up. Exhale. Fold forward again. Fold forward. Let it go. Release all the tension. Maybe your fingers are touching the earth, or maybe they're nowhere near the earth. That's okay. Move your shoulders. Move them. Exhale. Breathe it out your mouth. Sigh it out. Let it go. Roll your spine up one vertebra at a time. Let's do some cross body movements. All right, here's the deal. Feet are a little bit spread. You know, get comfortable so you feel solid. Then reach one arm across the midline of your body. I think it's really fun to think like you're picking apples from a tree, right? And then let the foot pop up that's on the side of the arm that's reaching. Lift it up and reach. Just cross body movement. You think, oh, this is nothing. I can do more. Well, maybe you can do more, but let me tell you, this is really valuable. It is working. It is working. You're laterally stretching your spine. Stretch out of the waist. Reach out of the side body. Maybe reach a little farther. Hello, Michelle. Oh my gosh, you're so far away in Yokohama, Japan. That's where Stan was born. That's kind of cool. Hello, Esther, my faithful yoga friend. Keep picking those apples, you guys. Tammy, how are you? Stan, the man, Betty, Tyrone, Joan, Marietta, Kelly, Rena, Tim, Steve, Connell, glad you guys are here. All right, reach. Cross body movements are so good for your brain as well. All right, nice job. Finish up. Let's do our big coat swing. I love this pose. This is one of my favorites. Start to, shoulders are over your hips, arms are down by your sides, shoulders away from the ears. Start to twist from side to side. Your feet, where are they? Position them so they're comfortable and you feel stable. So this is a nice controlled twist. Look over one shoulder, then the other. Maybe take the twist even deeper. Maybe close your eyes to challenge your balance. Arms are loose, tapping your hip, your backside as you twist. Twist and twist. Let's finish up in this twist, or maybe you want to keep going. Do that. You know, give yourself permission to do what feels right for you. I'm going to finish up and I'm going to do those big arm circles. I'm going to tee out my arms and start to draw little circles toward the back of the room, and I'm going to add in my knees. Bend the knees. Bend the knees. Maybe when the fingers come down, the knees bend. Maybe the circles get a little bigger. When the fingers come up, the knees straighten. You know, it doesn't have to be perfectly in sync. That just seems really natural to do. Arms come down, knees bend. Just get the knees moving. Get the shoulders moving. Take the arm circles in the other direction. And you know, here's an option. If the arm circles don't feel good, think like you've got your Nordic walking poles. Really work your arms. You can add in the knees too. Bend. Bend the knees, work the shoulders. Do what feels good, but just move. All right, let's finish up in that. Let's get back into the shoulders a little bit. Give yourself a big hug, one arm on top of the other. fingers toward the spine. Soften in the shoulders. Really feel this tight squeeze. Open up the arms, then cross again. Bringing the opposite arm on top, fingers toward the spine. Soften in the shoulders. Expand the shoulders to the side of the room. You got it. Arms release up to the sky. Bend your left elbow. Take the right hand, hug the elbow in toward the sky. Give yourself a pat on your back. Do it again. Arms go high up to the sky. Bend the right elbow. Hug it in toward the ear with the left hand. Again, pat on the back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften up. Lengthen up through that tricep. Finish up. Last little thing. Just kind of fun. Put your hands on your hips. Every little bit of motion is good. Circle your hips around and around and around as if you were doing a hula hoop. And why not do a hula hoop? They're fun. They are fun. Hips in the other direction. Nice job. Just move. Loosen thing up. Get the blood flowing. And then finish. All right. That's your warm-up. Maybe that's all you can do today. That's A-okay. All right. If you want to progress, hinge forward. Walk your hands forward. Bend your knees. Come down to a child's pose. All right. First opportunity to use a block if you want. Knees can be together. Big toes touch. Hips back towards your heels. This is a classic child's pose. You can come on down, bringing your chest toward the earth. You can place your head on your block. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through your spine. Breathe here in your classic child's pose. You can always ditch the block and bring your forehead down to the mat. If that seems a little too far away, that's where you could have that half block. Not quite as large as the full block, just a little bit smaller, so you can bring your head down even more. So that's the use of those smaller blocks. Breathe here. This is child's pose. The option that I like to take is an extended child's pose. To do that, knees are spread wide. Big toes are still touching, hips back towards your heels. Arms are reaching long to the top of your mat. Sink your head down to your block or to the mat. Maybe let your forearms rest on the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe have your block at the top of your mat and put your hands on it. Maybe, too crowded a real estate there. Maybe you take 2 blocks at the top of your mat. Place your hands on them. Breathe in, breathe out. You're really getting into the shoulders here. Any of these variations is good for you. Here's what you want to feel. Lengthening in your tailbone and the crown of your head. If you're in the extended child's pose like I am, you're really adding in the shoulders too. Knees are spread wide in the extended child's pose, wide-legged child's pose. Adductor muscles inside the thighs are getting a good stretch. In either pose, your quads are getting a wake-up call, so are your knees and your ankles. Push your hands a little more into the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Adopt that Ujjayi pranayama breath if you want to do that. All that is closing your lips and breathing in and out of your nose. You know that's the most efficient way to breathe. And it allows you to build heat in your body and focus on just you. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let the outside world go. And just take this time to let your body feel good with the stretches to increase your flexibility and your mobility. And just the time for you. Enjoy. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Whichever variation of child's pose you're in, let's come on out of it slowly. Come on out slowly and let's come into a toes pose. All right, back to the foundation again, because the foundation is the most important thing of anything, right? You got to go slow before you can go fast. For your toes pose, tuck your toes towards your shins. Maybe today you want to take a block and place it on your heels and have a seat. There are other variations that we do sometimes. You take the one that works for you. Today I'm doing it this way. Seated on the block. The toes are getting a big stretch, right? All right. Settle into it. Don't neglect your pinky too. Maybe move your feet a little bit so your pinky toe can perhaps be down on the ground too. Now, shoulders come over the hips, but if it doesn't feel right, if it is painful, you don't want to do it. Hinge forward a little bit and take the weight out of your toes. Over time, I think you will find that, and it just takes time, keep coming back. You're going to find more mobility in your feet, and that is so important to keep yourself from tripping, from falling. Flexibility and mobility in your feet is just critical to life, right? On your mat and off of your mat. All right, shoulders maybe more back over the hips. Breathe, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's put our hands on our thighs, shoulders back and down. Remember that confidence stance? Hold it right here. Let's do some turns of the head, left to right, right to left. Maybe eyes are closed. As you focus on the goodness in the shoulders and the movement in the neck, do some neck circles if those feel good. You know, like your nose is tracing a circle on your window, like your puppy dogs looking out your window. Trace a little circle in both directions. Breathe. Maybe you're still turning your head left and right. Just move your neck so it feels good and you've got mobility in it. Left, right. All right, let's increase the range of motion here in the neck. Bring your head back to the midline of your body. Maybe keep your eyes closed. I'll talk you through it. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Lift up the peace fingers on your right hand. 2 peace fingers. Place those peace fingers on the outside of your left jaw and turn your head to the right. The 2 peace fingers can gently nudge the left jaw a little bit more. Not a lot of pressure, just a little bit more, turning your head more to the right. Soften in the shoulders. Then come back to the midline of your body slowly. Release the hands down to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, let all the tension go. Lift the peace fingers, 2 fingers from the left hand. Place it on the outside of your right jaw and turn your head. Soften in the shoulders. Just a little nudge to turn your head even more. Breathe in, breathe out. Release all the tension in your toes and your neck. Fingers back to your thigh, head back to the midline of your body. Lengthen up and soften up as you exhale. Turn your head naturally, left, right, right, left. Just circle it, move it around. Maybe you've got a little more mobility there. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And working on your neck, probably got your mind off of your toes. Oh my gosh, we've been here for a while. Let's hinge forward, remove the block. Come to a neutral tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists. Knees underneath your hips, lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes. Oh my goodness, they are cramped. Circle your ankles in this direction and that. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Really like a drum roll, please. You got it. All right, keep the tops of your feet on your mat. Have a seat back on your heels. Using your blocks or no blocks at all, come back to resting on the tops of your feet. You know, the blocks are bringing the ground up to you, if you want to think of it that way. Lean back onto the tops of your feet. If you don't have the blocks or don't want to use the blocks, knees are lifted and together. You can bring your hands down as a kickstand. And just play with this for a minute. Not literally a minute, but just play with it for a few seconds. Lean on back. How far do you want to go? How far feels comfortable? And remember, it may not be super comfortable, but as long as it's not painful, you know, just kind of breathe through the discomfort. Rock a little bit on the tops of your feet. How far do you want to take it? And just feel the stretch there. We're going to do a forearm stretch in a minute with our forearms. Maybe your ankles are kind of getting that kind of same sensation that you get in a forearm stretch. Just that good stretch in an area that doesn't usually get stretched. The fronts of your ankles. Breathe. All right, challenge your balance a little bit. Maybe put your hands at prayer center while still leaning back on the tops of your feet. Focus forward. Find your drishti, that's a focal point, and just hang out here. Stretch your ankles. And when you're ready, come out of it any way you want. Let's come back to your neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up. Again, squeeze and scrunch the toes. Circle the ankles this way and that, and tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. All right, place the tops of your feet on your mat. Your arms, we're going to work on those now. The forearm stretch. Turn your hands so your fingers are back towards your knees, and your forearms are shining forward. Fingers spread wide. Wiggle your hips left and right so you can feel the stretch in your forearms. Maybe send your bottom a little more back towards your heels as you stretch the front of your forearms. Maybe eyes are closed so you can get into the sensations. Let it feel good. You know what feels good. Feeling good is right. If it is painful, it is not right, and you come out of it. Come out of it slowly, gradually, to whatever feels right for you. All right, I'm going to keep the hips moving left and right. Nice stretch in the forearms. Breathe. And maybe once in a while, sighing it out through your mouth feels good. Let the tension go. And then come back to your Ujjayi Pranayama breath. All right, forearms are stretched. Let's bring the fingers back toward the front of the mat. Wiggle your wrists and your fingers. Circle them out like you did your ankles. And let the tension go there. Time for cat-cow. On your knees in a neutral tabletop position. If this isn't comfortable on your wrists, remember, it's always an option to fold your mat over, so it's extra padding, or place your hands into fists. That takes some of the tension off of your wrists. From a neutral tabletop position, cat-cow, lengthen through the crown of your head and your spine. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Feel your core engage a little bit more because you're pushing the tops of your feet into the mat. Tuck your chin to your chest. Arch your back up to the sky for like a Halloween cat for cow pose. Oh, that feels good. Inhale. That was cat. Inhale for cow. Crown of your head and tailbone lift. So the focus here is on shaping your spine into the shape of the letter C when you do cat, and into the letter C in the other direction when you do cow. So move your spine. Exhale, cat. Your belly button goes to your spine as you push hard into the earth. Inhale, cow. Tailbone and crown of the head lift. Move. Breathe. Keep it going. Just think of all the blood and the oxygen flowing up and down your spine, moving the spine in ways it probably hasn't moved for a while. And finish. Neutral tabletop, crown of the head to the front of the room, tailbone to the back. Let's do a brief thread the needle pose. All right, how do you do that? Lift your right arm up, up, up to the sky. Twist a little bit, look up to your right fingers, and exhale. As you exhale, bring the right arm underneath the left and work the right arm all the way to the left side of your room. Come down onto your right shoulder. Now your height, everybody's height is different, so adjust your knees. Spread them apart a little bit or send them forward or back so you can bring your right shoulder down to the mat. Lift your left arm up to the top of the mat and rest on your shoulder here. So your left arm is reaching to the top of the mat. Right arm is under the left, reaching to the left side of your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Finish. Unthread the needle, send that arm back up to the sky and look up to that shoulder, to those fingers. Plant the hand. So you're back to the neutral tabletop. We'll take it to the other side. We'll do it again, but lift the left arm up this time. We'll complete the circuit. Look up to your left fingers. Exhale. Thread the needle here. Left arm comes under right. Right arm reaches forward. Knees, adjust them. Bring your left shoulder on down. And if the ground is really, really far from your shoulder, remember those blocks. Those bring the earth up to you. Soften in your jaws. Let your shoulder relax. Reach through the right fingers. Exhale, finish. Slide everything back to a neutral tabletop. Left arm lifts, look up. Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Let's send the right arm up to the sky again. You're an expert at this now. Thread the needle, right arm under left. Left arm reaches long. Right shoulder down. Breathe. So your arms are kind of like in an L shape. Reach through all the fingertips. Inhale, come on back up. Right arm goes up, look up. Exhale, right hand down. Left arm's turn. Left arm lifts, look up. Left arm threads under as you exhale. As you inhale, slide back to a neutral tabletop. Left arm lifts. Right arm down, nice job. Tuck your chin to your chest. Take a cat-cow cycle. And then finish. How do your shoulders feel? I'm impressed. Good job. All right, another pose, a balancing pose. Balancing pose down on all fours. How does that work? We're gonna do bird dog. But first, before you come into it, how do your shoulders feel? Just kind of move them. How do they feel? Hopefully they feel more fluid and you've got more mobility there. That's what we're after. All right, you can take the block at its high height to the top of your mat. Bird dog pose, take it in layers. All right, so I'm gonna lift my right leg up. I'm gonna lift the right knee to about hip height. I'm gonna dial my right hip down so my hips are equal distant to the mat. I'm gonna press my hands both equally into the mat. I'm gonna extend my right leg long, drawing the heel toward the back wall and drawing my toes toward my shin. Right here, oh my goodness, feel the strengthening in your low back and the beginning of the lengthening in your spine. You can stay right here, this is fine. I'm gonna add in the left arm. Left arm can reach forward, push the earth away, stay strong. That's gonna help you balance by holding on and pushing into the earth. Left arm can reach long, fingers spread wide, thumb up, or you can have your block in front of you and use that for balance. But while you're here, think of finding length in your spine. You're pushing the earth away from your left fingertips to your right heel. You are long and strong, finding length and strength in your spine. Hold it, breathe. Right hand comes down, or left hand comes down, right knee comes down. Other side. Kind of just readjust, push hard into the earth. Left leg lifts, knee to hip height. Left leg extends, left hip comes down, push into the earth, stay right here if you want. Challenge your balance by holding on to that block or no block at all. As you reach through your fingers, strengthen and lengthen through your heel, push the earth away. Use the earth to help you keep your balance. Push, lengthen, spine is strong and straight. You're doing all the good things for your body. Breathe. Right here, right now, you're doing good things. Let's finish. Right hand down, left knee down. That was your that was your bird dog pose. Let's do a plank now. All right, plank is going to strengthen everything. Lots of ways you can take your plank. Remember, if you're just starting out and plank seems really intimidating, lie on your back. Bring your blocks up in your hands. Press your palms into the blocks and imagine yourself in like a push-up position, a plank position, and stay right here. It's all good. You could also be up against a wall, pushing into the wall, stepping your feet back and just feeling a little strength in the arms. Other variations. Tabletop. Come down to your forearms. Knees go back. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Weight is hinged more forward. You can stay on your knees or tuck your toes and power on up to a dolphin plank. All good, all fine. Maybe you want to stay on your knees with your arms straight. Hinge the weight forward so more weight is in your forearms or in your arms. All right, so tighten the core, that's the big thing. I'm gonna take a high plank and I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna do some leg tap outs. If you wanna join me, go for it. We're gonna set a 1-minute timer. Timer is only there for you to measure your progress if you wanna time it. Don't time it if you don't want to. Take breaks when you need. All right, so I'm gonna come into a high plank, shoulders over wrists, and let's set the timer. Timer is set, you can see it on the screen, it's 1 minute. Legs are long, breathe. Now you can hold it right here, lengthening through the spine. For the tap outs, one leg comes out and in, then the other goes out and in. Little teeny tap outs. Breathe. Most important part. Lengthen through your spine. Guess what? We're 20 seconds in. You do the plank pose as long as you like. Take the variation that you like. Breathe. Push the earth away. You can do anything for a minute, right? We got 20 seconds to go. Take a break when you need it. Maybe that means sending your hips high to a down dog, or maybe you drop to your knees. Breathe. 10 seconds to go. Come on, push the earth away. Strong and stable, yes you are. We are now done. Come on down to your knees. Grab a seat, whichever variation you took, you rocked it because you did it. And it doesn't matter how many breaks you take, doesn't matter how slow you go, just that you go. Water. Okay. There's your plank for today. Come back, try different variations. Just try that little word, try. All right, so let's come onto our seat. Let's do a couple core things. Okay, I'm gonna use the strap today. If you don't have a strap, use a belt or a jump rope or nothing at all. Okay, so Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups. We typically do a little sequence of 3 different poses for the core. We're gonna do the usual today. Soles of the feet meet, knees open wide, hands to prayer center. When you do that, have some gratitude for what you're doing. Be thankful that you're here. Be thankful for your strong body. Lengthen up. Exhale, slowly come to recline. I'm gonna have that strap by my side. Slowly come to recline. Take it slowly because you're strong, you're in control. Shoulders come down, hike the heels maybe up to the groin a little bit more. How does that feel? Knees open wide. Bend your elbows, fingers lightly to your temples. Elbows open wide. Maybe you stay right here today. I'm gonna breathe in and out of my mouth to let some heat go. As I exhale, I'm gonna peel my shoulders up, elbows back. I'm gonna lift, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down. And if you think about why up on the exhale, why in on the downhill, why down on the inhale? Well, because think about it. When you exhale, your belly is hollowed out. Your navel is going back to your spine. You got more space to lift. If you try to inhale, put your belly up and lift, you're not going to go as far. So just marry your breath to your poses. And I think that exhale up just is a natural feeling. Just breathe. Most important thing, just breathe. Little lifts, little lowers. Stay strong. Let's finish. Come on down, shoulders down. Let's do bicycle. All right, do it in your layers. Here's what you could do. Knees up and away from the mat. Soles of your feet are now on the mat. Fingertips lightly to the temples. Now you can peel your shoulders up, keeping the soles of the feet down. You can twist. There's that twist again. Twist, bringing opposite elbow toward opposite knee. Maybe that feels good today, you know. Maybe you keep the shoulders down and lift your knees up. Have your knees over your hips and your shins parallel to the earth. Drive through your heels as if you were riding a recumbent bicycle. Keep your tailbone, the tip of your tailbone, keep it down on your mat. Ride your recumbent bike. Or put them both together, fingers to the temples, peel your shoulders up, elbows toward opposite knees, and ride a bike here. Perhaps straighten your legs and scissor kick them nice and straight. One heel toward the earth, other leg up toward the sky. Breathe. And let's finish here. Legs go long on your mat. Time to stretch it out in a stick pose. Arms are high overhead, palms touch. Lengthen through the arms. Feel the stretch in your shoulders. Point through your toes. Feel the stretch in your hip flexors. Be long here. Long and strong with a big strong reach. Stick pose. Biceps hugged up next to your ears. There's your stick pose. Let's do boat with a strap. You've got the strap or your jump rope or your dog leash near your shoulders. Send your legs up to the sky while putting the center of the strap underneath your feet. Hold on to the straps like reins of a horse. Hug your elbows in because you are tight and strong and concise. When you're ready, let the heels lower toward the earth. Peel your shoulders on up, and as your heels come down, take it nice and slowly. Peel on up. Expand through the chest. Think of that confidence pose again. Shoulders back and down. Chest is lifted. Shoulders over your hips. Legs are lifted. You're holding on. Here's your boat pose for today. Tomorrow we'll do it without the strap, and we'll even row the boat. Oh my gosh. And if you want to do that now, now's your time. Let's look at it this way. I'm just holding space for you on your mat. Time for you to come to your space on your mat and do what feels right for you. I'm going to lower my heels a little bit and then lift them. Strong core, hold on, stay strong. You got it. There's your boat pose for today. Place your feet down, walk your hands down your strap. Oh, hinge forward, hollow out your belly. Exhale, look to your knees. Breathe and finish. Remove the strap. Not too bad. Good mobility. Keep going, keep it strong. I'm going to crisscross my ankles. I'm going to hinge forward. I'm going to come into a downward facing dog. So hands plant, legs go high, or legs straighten, and hips go high. That's better. Feet hip width distance apart like you do in a plank. Hands shoulder width distance apart, fingers spread wide. Heels slightly lifted, start to pedal them out. Push into the earth, shake your neck, head is loose, stretch out the backs of your legs. Now when you're stretching your heels toward the earth, one comes up onto the ball of the foot, other heel stretches to the earth. Feel the deep stretch. Your Achilles tendon, it's getting a good stretch, as is your calf. All the way up your hamstring and up into your glutes. Feel that. Shake your neck. Neck is loose. And finish up. Still your heels. Spread your legs wider than hip width distance apart. Push into your mat with your hands. Bring your heels closer to the earth. Walk your hands back a smidge. Maybe bring the heels down. Adjust your feet so it's comfortable, yet you still feel a good stretch. Breathe. Tailbone high to the sky. Walk your feet back to the midline of your body so your feet are underneath your hips. Walk your hands to meet your feet or your feet to meet your hands. Enjoy this folded forward position just for a moment or two. Put a bend in your knees. Let's do ragdoll pose. Feet are hip width distance apart, hands to opposite elbow creases, crown of your head toward the earth. Gently sway your elbows to one side, then the other. Don't you feel the nice stretch in the glutes here and in the low back? So imagine your low back decompressing. Imagine space being created there. Oh, that feels so good because most of us, our backs are really tight. Let's finish up at the midline of your body. Release your fingers to the earth. Slowly roll your spine on up to standing. Chin away from your chest. Absolutely, positively last. All right, so let's do tree to a toppling tree. Okay, we do tree a lot. Such a great balancing pose. Root into your feet. Maybe have a chair or your countertop nearby. Bend one knee. Open it up to the side of the room. Just taking that cocky stance. All right, maybe you balance on the ball of that foot. Maybe you bring the foot into the foundational ankle. Maybe you bring it a little higher, push the foot into the ankle, or push the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Or maybe you lift it even higher. Avoid the knee. Don't push into the knee. That is not good. Press the foot into the leg and the leg into the foot. Hips should be equidistant to the front of your room. Hands to prayer center in gratitude. Hold on here or hold on to your chair. It's all good. See, even if you're holding on to the chair, you're getting the great benefit of the strength in the standing leg here. If you let go of the chair a little bit or a lot, it's all good. Now it'll help you if you focus a little upward where the ceiling and the wall meet. Stay right there, focus. Maybe grow your branches, send your arms high. Sway them a little bit this way and that. Maybe try to close your eyes or take a little bit of a longer blink. Breathe. All right, hands back to prayer center. Send the knee to the front of the room. Plant the right foot next to the left. Let's do toppling tree. Send your right leg far forward. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Your weight comes up off of your back foot, so you're on the ball of your foot there. Maybe you stay right there. Interlace your hands behind your low back. Open up through your shoulders. Your fingers are interlaced. Your thumb is touching your low back. Work the hands even down more toward the earth. Your gaze is forward. Chest is open up. Oh, don't you feel it in those pectoral muscles? Let it feel good. We all hunch over And look at our phones way too much. This is just the opposite movement. This is good for your posture. Send the weight more into your right leg. Put a little bend in your right leg, toppling tree. Maybe the left leg lifts. A little, not at all, a lot, it's up to you. Hinge forward. Work your interlaced fingers off your low back. Left leg lifts, interlaced fingers go up toward the sky. You're looking at your right toes. Hold it. Slowly finish. Come back to standing. Left foot meets right. Keep your fingers interlaced. Re-engage by opening up through your chest again. Shoulders over your hips. Breathe. Send the right foot back. Come on to the ball of the right foot. Left foot is your strong foundation. It's solid. It's planted. Your gaze is forward. Let's take this tree to toppling on this side. Bend into your left knee. Right leg lifts a little or a lot. Interlaced fingers work up your back. Work up the back wall off of your back. Gaze works down towards your left toes. Right leg lifts, maybe a little higher. Find your balance. Finish. Right leg meets left. Hands to first center for a moment of gratitude. That's a big balancing pose. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. You did it. All right, blink your eyes open. You will look taller with this pose. First letter of each word. Bring your body into the shape of the letter Y for the word you. Legs are together. Backs of your hands pressed to the back wall. Big letter Y in your body. Big letter W. Elbows come down. Squeeze your shoulders together as you press the backs of your hands to the back room. And then 2 L's, forward and back for the word look, hugging the elbows into the waist. Tee out the arms and pulse the hands, backs of the hands to the back of the room. There's your word, letter T for the word taller. You will look taller. Let's do it again. Big letter Y, big letter W, big letters L, big letter T, taller, nice. Bring your hands down by your sides. Shoulders, maybe move them a little bit. Bring them back over your hips. Palms are facing towards your thighs. Chest is lifted. Maybe eyes are closed. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All you got to do is show up. Your yoga is not a performing art. Nobody's looking at you to see how you're doing it, or, oh, she can't do it this way. Oh, he can't do it. Nobody's looking at you. Your yoga is a healing art, not a performing art. Big breath in and a big breath out. Place your hands on your hips or on a chair. All right, we're going to balance into the right foot. Take the left foot and move it forward. Just kind of pulse your toes forward. All right? So the leg is just moving forward slightly. Breathe. You're holding onto your hips. You're holding your hips down. You're nice and stable here. Your spine is nice and straight. Maybe your gaze is forward and you're just pulsing the left foot forward. Now take it out to the side. Think of creating a little box. And you're going to 4 corners of the box. Pulse the toes out to the right. Bring the leg on back. Sweep it on back and pulse the heel up, up, up. Focus. Really helps to focus. Focus. Little softness in your standing right knee. Let the left leg cross the midline of the body behind you and pulse the leg up, up, up. Almost done. Bring the leg back to a natural position and then bring the toes around. Cross the leg in the front of the body, hugging high in the upper inner thighs, and pulse the leg up, up, up. Little teeny pulses up. Focus forward. You got it. Good balance. Bring the left foot back to meet the right. Time to do the other leg. Balance into your left leg. Send the right leg forward and just pulse the toes up, up, up. You can do this. It's comfortable. We're going to do it a little different on this side. Pulse it up, pulse it up, pulse it up. You got it? Focus forward. Take the leg, sweep it on back, and pulse it up, straight back, just like you did in the front. But pulse it up, up, up to the back. Feel that in your glutes, right? When you're ready, bring the feet back to a natural position and do that little box thing. Right toes, kind of at a 45-degree angle away from your body. Pulse them up. Now take the right leg, bring it around behind your back, and go to that bottom right corner of your bottom left corner of your box. Bring the right leg out and then pulse it up to the back. Bring the foot back to a natural position. Send the foot forward. Hug high in the upper inner thighs as you bring it to the top left corner of that little imaginary block that you've created, and pulse the foot up, up, up. So basically moving the leg, all these different motions to the four corners of the box, and forward and back, and then finish. Right foot meets left, left foot meets right. Lengthen up through your spine. Big inhale. And a big exhale. Let it go. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Come down onto the left knee. Bring your blocks into the picture as we do a lunge. Towel can slide under your back left knee as that left leg goes long and strong on your mat. Right knee over right ankle. Lengthen on up through the crown of your head. Hold it right here if this feels good. Take it a little farther if you like by lifting the arms up to the sky and take a little back bend or just look up to the sky. Exhale, gaze comes forward, fingers interlace, press into your right thigh. Slide the right thigh forward, bringing the knee forward of the ankle, feeling the intensity of the stretch on the left side. Finish. Switch out your knees. Right knee meets left, left foot forward. Adjust using those blocks to send the right leg super duper long and straight on your mat. Maybe your hands stay on the blocks, maybe shoulders come over your hips. Maybe all these are maybes. Arms reach, look up, baby back bend. Hands to prayer center, just a little moment of thankfulness and gratitude. Interlace fingers, press into the left thigh, intensifying the stretch in the right hip flexor even more. Breathe. How does it feel? It's a big stretch, isn't it? You know, think about this statement. You are right in the present. Not you were, not you will be, but you are what you choose to be in this exact moment, this exact moment. So what are you? Right now, you are really stretchy. You are really flexible. You are really bendy. You are fit. You are mobile. Yes, you are. You are right in this present moment. All right, that's it for this side. Let's take the blocks, hands to the blocks. Bring both knees together. While standing here on your knees, bring your hands to your low back. Remember when we did the baby back bend to begin with? Little more intense. We're going to do a little bit of a camel pose here, just a gentle camel. Tomorrow we'll do a full camel. Hands to your low back, fingers down, like you're putting your hands in pockets of your pants. Send your elbows towards your spine, press your belly forward, look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Open up through your shoulders. Think of your chest lifting to the sky. Maybe look up directly overhead as if a raindrop were going to fall right between your eyes. Breathe. And then finish. Have a seat on your heels. This is a thunderbolt pose. Big stretch for your knees. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let it go, let it go, let it go. For your spine, let's come on down to a crocodile pose. So make your way down to your belly. Elbows are bent, hands are stacked, elbows wide to the sides of your mat. Rest your head on your stacked hands. Feet, spread them a little bit so they're comfortable. Keep your hands as if they were glued to each other and glued to your forehead. Empty all the air out of your lungs. On an inhale, lift your hands and your gaze up. Just little lift, not very high. Elbows open wide, hold it here. Keep the tops of your feet down on your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe lift a little higher. And then finish. Come on down, elbows down. Release your hands, so your hands now come underneath your collarbone. Press into your hands, press into straightening up your arms. Come into a seal pose, gaze down your nose or forward, soften in your glutes. Breathe here, breathe and enjoy your mobility. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Take a wide-legged child's pose, send your weight Knees wide, hips back to your heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Stretch. Make your way to a comfortable seated position. Bring your eye shade and your towels up near your shoulders. Send your legs long, toes pointed up. Maybe you use a strap because your strap can make your arms longer. Maybe you use your towel to make your arms longer. Maybe nothing at all. Reach your arms high to the sky. Exhale, reach parallel arms to the front of your room. If you're not going very far at all, maybe you put that strap under the soles of your feet. There's lots of ways to do this. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't say yoga's not for me. So when you say yoga's not for me, you're saying movement is not for me. No. Come on, gotta move. All right, pull onto that strap. There's ways to do it. Little bend in your knees might feel even better. If you're not using a strap at all, maybe you can capture your feet. Now take a restorative forward fold, hinge forward, gaze down to your knees. Hold on to what you can hold on to. Hug your elbows in. Inhale, come on back up. Shoulders over hips, legs spread wide. Walk your hands forward. Walk your hands forward between your legs and reach far forward. You could always use a block or two and reach. Whatever feels good to get a nice big stretch in the inner thighs. Breathe in, breathe out, let it go. Come on back. Come on back to a reclined position. Maybe bend your knees. Remember gratitude in the prayer hands. Come on back, all the way back. Bend your knees. Create a figure 4 in your legs. Reclined pigeon. Outside of the right ankle, on top of the left knee. Push the inner right thigh open. Think of creating space in your hips. Right foot meets left on the mat. Figure 4 here on the other side. Cross the opposite leg. Push the inner left thigh open. Lots of layers to this too. Other days we take more time with this. We take it in layers. It's all good. But revisit the poses a lot in different ways. You don't have to take it to the extreme every single time. Left foot meets right on your mat. Bridge pose. Press your feet into your mat. Lift your hips on up high to the sky. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Lift your hips good and high. Push hard into your feet. Arms down by your sides. Maybe interlace your fingers. Remember toppling tree, how we had our thumbs at our low back and then we worked them up toward the sky? Same thing here. Press your pinkies into the mat. Work them away from your spine. Breathe. Release your hands from behind your spine if you did that and lower your spine down, one vertebra at a time. All right, hug your right knee in, left leg long, circle your ankles in both directions. Open up the right knee to the right side of the room and then open it up to the left side of the room. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline. Tee out your right arm. Right hip meets left, right leg goes long on your mat. Bend your left knee, hug it in, nice and tight. Open up the left knee to the left side. Open up take that left knee, take the right hand, have the left knee, hold it, cross the midline of your body, tee out your left arm, look left. Hips come down to your mat, hug the knee in again, drag the right knee up to meet the left, so you're hugging both knees. Circle your ankles this way and that. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Hug your left knee towards your left armpit. Hug your right knee towards your right armpit. Rock a little bit from side to side, or take your happy baby Ananda Balasana pose. Capture inside your calves or your ankles and pull so those knees are going toward the opposite, toward the armpits. Take maybe and capture your heels. Send one leg up to the sky, then the other. Bend. You have mobility in your hips. You have flexibility in your low body. Use it. Move it. Send one leg high to the sky while you bend the other leg, and then alternate. And finish. Knees come to meet, knees bend, feet come down. Final Shavasana pose. Eye shade and or towel. You know how you like to take this. A few months back, we did a month of different variations of Final Shavasana. Check it out. Do what you like. Feel comfortable here. Eyes covered with the eye shade or the towel. Feet slightly spread, arms down by your sides, palms face up if you like, or if you feel like you need more grounding, put your palms face down. Shoulders away from the ears. Shoulders are wiggled under your spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. You moved a lot. Take a few moments here to just absorb the goodness of the last hour and restore, refresh, renew, rejuvenate, and be still. Soften the area between your eyebrows and your jaws. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth and soften your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you have your remote control handy, maybe hit pause and stay in this pose, your final Shavasana pose, as long as feels good for you. If it's time to conclude your hour, take a deep breath in, refreshing breath. And a deep sighing breath out through your mouth. Let it all go. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. Enjoy that newfound mobility there. Inhale, reach high overhead. Take a big good morning stretch and then take a good morning wiggle. Just stretch one hand to the top of your mat, then the other. Almost like you're climbing a ladder with the hands. Breathe. And then finish. Come back to stillness at the midline of your body. Bend your knees and your elbows. Roll onto one side or the other for your fetal position. Knees are bent. Low arms bicep is a pillow for your head. Even your top shoulder. Soften it up a little bit. Unclench your jaws. Close your eyes and savor a breath here. Big full breath. Full breath in. And a big breath out. Eyes are closed. There's softness in the eyebrows. As you're ready, maybe you keep your eyes closed, or maybe they're open, feels better. Press on up or don't press up. Use your strong core to come on up to a seated position. The whole thing is just awareness. Be aware of using your hands to help you get up out of a chair. Be aware of how you move. Challenge your body to move more efficiently the way it was designed to move. Bring your hands to prayer center. Press your thumbs slightly into your chest as you soften in your shoulders. You did a thread the needle pose. Your shoulders are soft. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe sigh it out, let it go. Blink your eyes open. Surprise! Blink your eyes open. How are you doing? How do you feel? I think an hour goes by really fast, but I tell you, quite honestly, sometimes when you come to your mat, it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. An hour, I can't do it. I'll do 5 minutes. But it goes by quickly, and it's an investment in you. That's the most important thing. You're investing in your future. You're investing in your health. You're investing in your mobility. It's also important. All right, so the stress number, what was it when you started? And what is it now? You feel a lot better. Keep that good feeling going. Get out and enjoy your day. That's why we do this, so you can get out and enjoy your day. And we'll see you on your mats tomorrow. Come back, tell your friends about us. Trust the process, because the yoga's going to work. Your knees are going to feel better. Your shoulders are going to feel better. You're just going to feel better all the way around. See you on your mats tomorrow. Goodbye. Love you guys. Bye. Hey, hi. Bye. Good girl. Hey. As we wind up this month, the end of May, and we come into June, remember that you are your own best teacher. And you know what? A new month is coming. Set some new learning objectives. Why not? Maybe you really want to master your crow this month. Whatever it is, plan on something. You got to look forward to something. You got to look forward to doing your yoga and making it work for you. You know what? It's still It's the end of May, but there's still snow on the ground in Colorado. It's a crazy place, but that's okay. We're always going to do what's best for us because we're our own best teachers, and we're going to wear our flannels if we have to. All right, so enough talk. You know your yoga's working for you. Tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about our yoga. Tell them what it's doing for you. Check out our website. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody, but if you want to check out our website and support the broadcast, look us up. It's www.316yoga.com. See you on your mats tomorrow, with or without your flannels, with the snow, without the snow, whatever. Make it work for you. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow.